Hey everyone, this is Pantheus, and this is episode 2 of KaijinCraft Let's Play SMP. Right now we have Talanu on the server.
Yay, episode 2.
Yes, and we have a reactor room rebuild that we're going to accomplish today. But before we did that, I wanted to show off our blaze spawner that we put together, and we'll go ahead and get right to that. We'll be right back. Alright guys, and we're back. So, what we have here at the top is some of the hardened glass from thermal expansion. I liked the way it looked.
And just like with the spider trap over here, we've got the soul shards mod that we've used. We collected several blaze spawners from the nether, went around finding nether forts and scooping up the spawners using one of the soul shard crystals.
Let's head downstairs and take a look at it in person.
So that's a tier 5 spawner there.
We've got pistons here holding back water. We've got obsidian pipes here to collect the blaze rods. And so you can come in here with the water off and just kill them yourself. This one tier 5 does spawn in all 4 of these, although it primarily looks like
only 3. It
only
doesn't
3?
quite spawn into this one. It looks like it has the same quirk that normal mob spawners have of being slightly off-center.
Okay, apparently it spawns into these 3 then. But primarily it does look like it spawns into these middle 2. Most of them end up in there. So let's go ahead and close the doors on this, and we'll run back over here, flip on the water.
And downstairs is the lever to turn off the torch that's disabling the spawner.
Feel free to do that. And there we go.
And it's a pretty quick reaction when you do that. You should go down and show off the pipe system that...
So, underneath here you can see we've got the obsidian pipes. We've got some iron pipes to make sure they're going the right way. Some gold pipes to accelerate them. And this heads over underneath the spider trap, hooks up with the stuff from there, and heads down a rather long pipe that keeps going and going and going. And this heads into our base, up into the logistics network. Now, this actually generates blaze rods extremely quickly. You can see here we've got our quarry going full speed. Quite nice. Had to redo our recyclers a little bit because it wasn't able to handle the input. But on the blaze rods, yes, that's a gold chest full of blaze rods. That happened actually relatively quickly. We had an iron chest here, and it was very apparent that we needed something a little bigger pretty quick. And we are now recycling blaze rods because
yeah, it's kind of silly, huh?
Generates way too much.
I wonder if we should run them through a macerator first and recycle blaze powder instead.
Yes,
because
our system's
more items.
Our system's not already overloaded enough.
Yeah.
So a couple of things have changed since we last recorded. We now have a new system set up for grinding up the ore and for smelting it. We're making use of a number of different mods here together to do it. We've got our battery station here, an HV version of it, and that's providing local EU power here to run the induction furnaces here, as well as a adjustable electric engine here that we have set up exactly to output how much these things need. Now these are pulverizers from thermal expansion. I'm loving thermal expansion. It's definitely got some uses on it.
Yeah.
They're set obviously here with gates and red pipe wire to only power themselves when they need to. So they ran up to full power and then kind of stopped. As they get items, they'll flip on and keep themselves charged up. I
really like the way the pulverizer gives you the occasional bit of gold from processing copper.
Definitely. It is. It's definitely the case that um, the pulverizer isn't quite as fast as if we just use rotary macerators, but we get extra items out of these, and we're not
It gives
really
you things that a macerator doesn't.
correct. And they're fast enough for everything that we need. So we're a little bit more smart on on the setup here. This one logistics joint here is where everything kind of tees off of.
And then it comes over to here to this one in the center and connects to the middle of each of those branches.
Yep.
So the route to any of these ends is as short as it's really possible to make it. Haven't fiddled with this end, but
Yeah.
it's good enough.
And then we have an induction furnace set up. Each of these induction furnaces is actually set up with a specific um, pipe here. This pulverized copper, tin, so on and so forth. And that helps separate things out instead of trying to pump all of them through just a couple of induction furnaces. This seems to do a much better job of actually. Oh, and you can see here just really quick. I don't know if you noticed. You probably have to rewind the video to see it, but we had a Laptron crystal that came through to fill the slot that this one had just lost. So yeah, this the battery station and charging bench system set up here to remotely provide power is working excellent. Over here, I've got a cobblestone generator that right now is just manually, you toggle it on, it starts spitting out cobblestone into the network, gets lava from a industrial craft, or sorry, not industrial craft, a railcraft tank from up top. Fermenter here set up to provide biofuel. And this,
Liquid redstone.
yes, this is way too big of a tank for liquid redstone, but it looks cool and it looks really awesome in a tank. Yeah, way too much, but it's fun.
I like the style of the tank where it's between floors like that, but you're right about it being
Yeah.
not appropriate for that liquid type.
So this is basically you just toss liquid redstone into the top here. It'll filter down into this and get pumped in.
Or rather, you toss redstone dust in
Yeah,
the top.
redstone dust. Yeah. This here, you just put what you want filled into it. It'll start pumping and out of the tank and fill it all up. We'll go downstairs really quick, and you can see I got a number of biogas engines set up here to help provide power for everything. And here's the tank.
Yeah, did you show up the forestry? It's just a simple forestry fermenter up there producing biogas.
Yep.
And we're using that to, well, so far I think we're only using it here, but we had plans to use it in other locations where things weren't turning on and off all that frequently.
Yeah, definitely. All right, we'll go ahead and get some supplies together for redoing the reactor room, and we'll be back here in just a little bit. Okay, YouTube, and we're back, and we've got our plan here for redoing the reactor room now. What we're going to do is use our storage monitor block here to send redstone around the room to a series of repeaters going into the reactors. We're going to take this reactor in the corner here. We're going to move it across here so that it's kind of in line. We're going to have 3 on each side. As you can see, we've got the redstone or the repeaters in place. So when the storage monitor wants to turn on the reactors and power, the power drops below the 60% or whatever we set for, this will power just like that, which will then the redstone signal will go through the repeater or through the reactor to the other repeater, power the next reactor, and so on. And in that way, we're going to get all 6 reactors turned on without any weird redstone underneath. Now, we're still going to upconvert the reactor output here with the transformer set up in reverse mode with the redstone torch underneath powering that, and over to the MFSU. Now, we might relocate this, we might not, we haven't decided on that yet, so.
Definitely going to not have these cables in floor level. We're going to have it all under the floor instead so that it's not annoying to walk around in here.
Definitely. So actually, with that in mind, let's go ahead and take these out, making sure to be careful not to hit the reactor yet. We're not quite ready to do that. Luckily, these are not high temperature reactors, so you can't really make them explode when they're not on.
Probably going to need a little bit more cable in order to make all of this reach.
Okay. I have a bunch more on me here. I'll drop it out. And here's the redstone I picked up and the redstone torches if you need those. Yeah, not having the
What we actually let's this needs to be redone a little because we're gonna need a second MV transformer here. Make this work.
Eek.
What are you doing? Give me that.
I was trying to get past right as you broke it.
Ah,
Let me get out of the
is
hole
that
here.
your excuse?
Yes, that's my excuse. All right, let me go order up a second NV transformer. And I'm not
And
sure that.
bring some more glass fiber.
Okay, I'm not sure that I actually have showed this off yet. So this is a crafting request pipe here. It's quite awesome. So we have a bunch of auto crafting tables here set up with the logistics crafting pipes, and we can order up a whole bunch of various items from this. So I need just one MV transformer.
Yeah, and glass fiber.
All right, so do that. Request is
Actually, I
successful,
have it
and
established.
stuff will be happening. And I will have in here. Oh, here's some bricks that I got.
Yeah, we're gonna need. Whoops. Gonna need some.
Alright. I already have
Bricks.
80 glass fiber, so I'll just request it, which apparently means it'll come out of that chest into this one. There we go. Alright. Let's see. I gave you back that MV already, right?
Yeah.
Okay, here's the second one. Here's the glass fiber, and here's some stone bricks. Actually, tell you what we can do, let's make this look all nice in here. I will brick this up while you're working. Alright. YouTube, we'll be back in a minute. Okay, YouTube, and we're back. And as you can see, we've made quite a few changes here into the reactor room so far. We've moved the MFSU around, kind of tidied up the room in here, did a better job coming in, getting the power in from the solars and the little tiny bit that comes out of the breeder. We've got space here for 6 of these single chamber reactors. They each produce 100 EU a tick each. They're up converted from the MV voltage to HV to reduce loss, and all feed into our MFSU, which you can see here is very empty. Are poor machines. I'm going to go ahead and discharge a little of my gravity chest plate into it to hopefully tide things over till we can get things going again. Well, it won't tide them over for very long with that rate of use. Alright. I'm going to head back upstairs. We can see we're in the process right now of moving the reactors over. I'll go ahead and get this reactor moved over.
Yeah, if you can get the items back into it in the proper positions and everything, that would be great.
Sure. Let's see here. Okay, I have too much stuff in my inventory. And I'm picking it back up. Yay. Alright. Let's try this again. fully expect them to nerf this reactor design. The overclocked heat vents are a little too powerful. It kind of reduces how many different types of setup people can get.
Oh.
Yeah, there's pretty much no reason to use anything but this kind of setup. Alright, that reactor is now moved.
Okay.
And I'm going to go take care of this. Let's see.
Stick these back in here.
I'm going to go ahead and grab the components that I made already for the other reactor. And I think I showed you where those were, right, Johnny?
Yeah, you,
Around the corner.
yeah, you built that already, right? Yeah, there it is. Not sure why you're asking me where the components are.
No, I was showing you where the other stuff is, because I built the logistics pipes and everything else for it, too.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Alright, let's make sure this is correct. Okay. Now notice I'm not going to go ahead and fill this with uranium yet. We will get to that here in a minute. Okay. So this would actually probably be a good time to go over what this inventory stalker does. This is the front face of it. You put this facing towards some other block or something that has an inventory, and exposes that inventory to other mods. This is the back face, and then the rest of the sides all look the same.
That's funny. It looks like it's pointing down to me.
Yeah, it's because there's a little bit of a bug with that now. I think you probably already fixed it with the newer version that we haven't put on the server yet.
It looks like it's pointing towards me now, right?
Yeah. So shift right clicking on it, so sneak clicking while not holding anything in your hand will rotate the block around. As you can see.
Stop rotating it. No. Go look at the front.
Yeah.
So that's
bugged.
Yeah. What? It's not bugged.
You flipped it on and off and it still showed the things on it.
What things?
The little grabbers or whatever.
Okay. So
Anyway.
yeah, that used to animate, but it was not really particularly well done. So it just shows a static thing now.
Yeah.
Besides, that's always going to be against something.
Exactly.
Anyway.
So the sides here, all of the sides, are input slots. Any pipes or anything that tries to put stuff into the stalker from those sides, the stuff will come into the input. The output slot here is the back, and then obviously the front has no inventory associated with it. That's going towards whatever you're doing. And what you do, I'll go ahead and place this on the reactor. Oops. There we go. So you can see the back here. Let me jump up here. It has a slightly different texture. So it's now pointing towards the reactor. Now what I can do, much like we've done over here, let's see. This is not hooked. Oh, you have this already hooked up again, don't you? Yes, you
Yeah, all of this except for the new one, and I haven't finished hooking up the laser table again to something yet.
I'm gonna request 6 uranium cells here so we can I can get the stalker ready. Here we go. Alright, so what you do is you set up, in this case we're using a reactor as an example, but this will work with pretty much anything with an inventory. If it has an inventory and it exposes it through the coding is the iInventory interface, this will work with it. Set this up exactly the way you want. Make sure the mode is set however you want. There's a couple of different modes. I won't go into those right now. Click scan. It's now ready. Now what this will do is it now remembers what the items were that were in this attached inventory it's looking at and where in the inventory those items were. And then when you power it with redstone, either a constant powering, which it'll do its work every 10 ticks, so every half a second, or if you pulse it with redstone, it'll just do it however fast you can end up pulsing it. So this will work with red power timers, or you can just attach a lever or a redstone signal of some sort. What it will do every time it gets a redstone pulse, or every time it does its work, is it will look at the attached inventory, and if anything is out of place, it'll try to correct it, either by taking stuff from its input first or its output slots. If it has something in the output slot for some reason, it'll do it, and putting it into a space that needs an item. If there's an item in a space that shouldn't be in that space from its snapshot, it'll pull it out and put it into its output slots. And if the quantity of an item that's stackable is wrong, it'll try to correct that as well. So it remembers that. For the reactors, it's really convenient because what will happen is, as the uranium cells deplete, when they deplete and they disappear, it'll notice as soon as it ticks, it'll notice that there's a problem with that, and it'll take stuff from its input and toss it into the reactor instantly, all 6 of them. If any of those happen to turn into a depleted, it'll yank it out and stick it into the output slot. What's really cool is you couple that with logistics pipes, extractor module on the top, and items to keep stock 6 uranium cells. And what will happen is that the inventory stalker will stock the reactor. The logistics pipes will notice the inventory stalker no longer has the 6 uranium and request 6 uranium from our crafting, and pop it into the inventory stalker ready to cycle out again. If any depleted come out of the reactors, it'll get tossed in the output and extracted relatively quickly from the extractor module, and that heads up in the chest over here.
And this will work with any kind of automation that can detect what's in the inventory, or even stupid stuff that just crams it full.
Yep. And let's see. Okay, yeah, I'll risk here this a little bit. So this is a very hot reactor. As you can see, it's a breeder reactor, but the inventory stalker will no longer burn. We had a little bit of a mishap there. This one you can see is doing the same thing. It tries to keep 4 depleted and 1 regular uranium cell in the reactor, and as these turn into full, it'll yank them out, which then get yanked out by the logistics pipes. Let me get out of here before it burns me up. And you can see that, yeah, it works pretty well. Yes, this is a diamond chest pretty much full of re-enriched uranium.
That's been assisted by the fact that we've had multiple quarries running for quite a while.
Yes, well, yeah, but all of the uranium ore that comes in gets compressed and handled in this way. We're going to actually have to add something else here because this is now full. Yeah, so that's the setup here. That's the inventory stalker. That's our unreleased mod that we hopefully will get out here for Minecraft 1.4.5. We've been working on it for a very long time. April, I believe, if you look at the last Let's Play. We're quite proud of it. It's unique. We haven't seen anything that does exactly what it does in the way that it works.
Yeah, it's really useful for situations where you need items to not just be crammed into an inventory in any old location, but it needs to be in a specific pattern or a specific slot, and the cited inventory access isn't sufficient to guarantee that, or the thing you're trying to put items into doesn't do cited access. Like there was a I remember there being a infusion table from KaijinCraft, which was only single player, but and you had to place items in a particular pattern on it in order to have it work. And this, if we had had this released, it would have been perfect for that.
Notice also that the inventory stalkers will work with each other. Uh, this bottom one is taking a snapshot of how I want the induction furnace to look. The top one is taking a snapshot of the middle one. I set this up to try to keep all of the input slots filled with iron, and stuff goes in the top and gets cycled all the way through. And basically, this is just kind of it kind of works like hoppers, but a little bit quicker in terms of transferring items through and more storage space. Um, and like this one here, across this induction furnace, this is set up to equally fill the slots. You saw the wood just appear in both of them instantly, and then it sucks it out again. And as you can see, there's only one thing attached to this, so the wood comes in, gets burned, and then gets back into the stalker's output slots, and this thing extracts it. Very convenient. All right, we're going to go ahead and get the rest of the logistics pipes hooked back up to the newer reactors and the moved reactors, and we'll be back in a minute. Hello YouTube, and we're back. We've got this all wired up here, got all the pipes in, made a couple of changes here just to make it work a little nicer. We've got all of our reactors stocked, we've got the inventory stalkers ready, we've got them all, got their snapshots ready, they're all ready to go. And this is a good time because we're almost out of power. So I'll go ahead and toss the energy link card in here. And boom, all the reactors come on. Hallelujah. Now I should be able to go over here, and this should be charging now. Very nice. We have power. And now with 6 reactors, this will actually charge them up faster than this can be drained, which is good because we were running into some problems with it draining completely before. Get my armor recharged here. Really drain the system out now that we've got stuff. Ow, forgot I don't have my armor on. I'm always doing that. Alright, well, we're almost at the 30-minute mark, and I'm trying to keep the episodes to about half an hour at the most. This is a good wrapping up point. Look for inventory stalker, hopefully for 1.4.5, and so long.